Sailors have a way of falling in love with their boats, and they never forget the adventures and feelings that they had aboard those vessels. The Sequoia and me were joined, and it was a great togetherness for 5 years.
People see this boat coming in and word would get around it's the Presidential Yacht. And of course, they always inquire about it. They all say, well, has so-and-so been on it?
And once you got on the Sequoia, everything was smaller, everything was more intimate, everything was different. It was a wonderful place when the president had out-of-town visitors, take them for a cruise down to Mount Vernon.
It's pretty awesome to be on that boat.
Just so historical. Brezhnev and Nixon, Kennedy.
Nixon used it more than anybody else, and it was on the Sequoia that he made the decision that he was going to resign.
They want to know if there are any so-called spicy stories.
On a hot summer's night, President Johnson would go around in his underwear, you know. So it was a home.
President Carter was never on this boat. He was the one who had sold it.
She turned into a museum and a charter boat for guests who pay money. And it wasn't that way when I was her captain. It meant most that it was my command. It was like me owning it without having to pay for it. I was always afraid that some guitar player would take it and park it in front of his McMansion, and it wouldn't be taken care of properly because he didn't know anything about boats.
Giles and I religiously went to the Congress.
We could not get a promise from the owner. If we raised X number of dollars, he would sell it.
It was a treasure to them.
He loved the boat, he loved the glory, he loved the ability to keep the boat in Navy hands.
I've had this dream ever since the first day I stepped aboard. I said, this is a presidential yacht. This is something that should be preserved. It should belong to the nation.
He and the Sequoia are one and the same.